French Muslim Council has come to the decision that using science to determine the start of Ramadan works best. Despite over 1400 years of tradition, French Muslims will now use astronomical data to determine the official position of the moon. The new crescent moon that arrives in the 9th month of the Islamic calendar indicates the start of Ramadan. For centuries, this meant that someone went out and looked at the moon relying on the naked eye to make the determination official. In times past, the weather could delay the sighting for a day or two. This has been a disaster for French Muslims who are trying to schedule work, school, or other activities. Adding to the confusion is that the Islamic lunar calendar is about 10.5 days shorter than the Western Gregorian calendar. This oddity advances the start of Ramadan by about a week and a half every year by Western calendars. Using astronomical data, the French Muslim Council can officially state that the holy month will begin on July 8th. President of the French Muslim Council, Mohamed Moussaoui, was happy about the decision and said that now all this will be simplified. The new method might work for some French Muslims, but they do not all agree about the decision. Some Islamic scholars say that Muslims everywhere should follow the lunar calendar of Saudi Arabia. Others say that the head Muslim in a given country must announce the sighting of the new moon for their specific region. It is only then that worshippers in that particular region should begin their Ramadan rituals. Ramadan requires the faithful to abstain from food, drink, smoking, and sex between dawn and dusk throughout the month. Once the sun goes down, however, the partying for Allah starts up. Ramadan in Arabic means scorching heat or dryness, and is scheduled to end August 7th. A decision by Texas State Judge Stephen Thomas has essentially made Christianity the official religion of a public high school in southeastern Hardin County. Judge Thomas ruled that high school cheerleaders can display banners with Bible verses on them on the field during football games. Judge Thomas claims that the banners are permissible and are protected as free speech. Last September, the Freedom from Religion Foundation had sent a letter to high school officials in Conza, Texas, challenging the religious banners being displayed by its cheerleaders. The FFRF had noted that the banners violate the Establishment Clause of the American Constitution. The Establishment Clause prohibits the government, and by extension publicly funded schools, to establish or endorse any religion. Cheerleaders have been holding up run-through banners for their football team during game intros, with Bible passages displayed. Initially, school superintendent Kevin Weldon followed the advice of lawyers from the Texas Association of School Boards and banned the practice. Weldon is a practicing Christian, yet feels that he is between a rock and a hard place. He has tried to explain to parents that the U.S. Supreme Court has ruled that religion must be kept out of public schools. However, since the story takes place in Texas, you know it didn't end there. Within days, lawyers for the well-funded Liberty Institute and other powerful conservatives got into the act. Lawyers for the Liberty Institute filed an injunction to temporarily stop the banner ban. Texas Attorney General Greg Abbott also jumped on board and believes that the banners are constitutionally protected as free speech. He recently stated that neither the Establishment Clause nor any other law prohibits the cheerleaders from using religious-themed banners at school sporting events. Abbott told the school district in a letter that the original decision to ban the banners with Bible verses on them was erroneous. He went on to add that the Supreme Court has never ruled that religion must be kept out of public schools. Governor Rick Perry chimed in and released a statement that said, "Today's ruling is a win for free speech and religious freedom." The FFRF quickly responded by saying the Attorney General is failing to recognize the difference between free speech, such as what fans might say in the bleachers, and government speech, such as what cheerleaders in uniforms say as representatives of the school during school-sponsored events. The Freedom from Religion Foundation disagrees with the ruling, and a hearing is set for early October. The FFRF points out that the short ruling by the judge does not cite a single case, law, or list any precedent to support the decision. Annie Laurie Gaylor of the FFRF also noted that it's impossible to imagine a judge approving cheerleader messages saying "Atheists rule, God is dead," or "Allah is supreme, pray to him for victory." A hearing is scheduled for October 4th.